Hey, action movie fans! You've just witnessed one of the most electrifying, heart-stopping cliffhangers to hit your screen in years. The Old Guard 2.0 just dropped on Netflix, and let's just say, it leaves us hanging. But in true Old Guard style, it promises an explosive sequel that we might never get to see. Stick around as we break down the jaw-dropping finale and what it could mean for the future of this epic franchise. For those of you who've been counting down the years since the original Old Guard hit Netflix in 2020, The Old Guard 2 was worth the wait, but also a bit of a tease. After 5 long years, fans were expecting some serious closure, and while we got a lot of action and revelations, the ending leaves us craving more. So, what's next for Andy, Nile, and the rest of the immortal mercenaries? Let's dive deep into the film's cliffhanger and what it leaves us questioning. In case you missed it, The Old Guard 2 picks up right where the first movie left off. We've got Andy, played by Charlize Theron, the warrior queen who's been around for 6,000 years, leading her group of immortals who can't die no matter what. But there's a catch. Immortality isn't guaranteed forever, and Andy's own healing powers start to fail her. As we get deeper into the sequel, new faces are added, and old enemies return. One of those enemies is Discord, played by Uma Thurman, and she's not here to play nice. She's the oldest immortal alive, even older than Andy, and she has a completely different approach to immortality. Unlike Andy, who's loyal to her team, Discord's more of a take what you want, keep it for yourself kind of character, and trust me, she's out for blood. If you thought you were done with Quynh, the immortal Andy lost centuries ago, think again. Quynh is back, and her return spells chaos for the Old Guard. For those of you who might have forgotten, Quynh was imprisoned in an Iron Maiden and thrown into the sea for 500 years. That's one messed up history. But now, Quynh's brought back into the fold, thanks to Discord, who uses her to wreak havoc. What's wild is that Quynh's not the only one with some serious issues. We also get a major conflict between Andy and Booker, the traitor. Booker's been off the grid for a while, but his redemption arc is one of the highlights of this film. There's a major twist involving him later on, one that might just change the fate of the entire Old Guard. Now, let's talk about the showdown you've all been waiting for. The Old Guard doesn't hold back when it comes to action, and the Old Guard 2 brings the intensity in full force. The final battle sees Andy going toe-to-toe with Discord, while Booker makes an unexpected sacrifice. Remember that legend about immortals losing their immortality? Well, that's where things get real interesting. In a huge act of redemption, Booker decides to give his immortality to Andy. Why? Well, it's tied to the theory that the last immortal can end someone else's immortality, and Discord wants to force Nile, the newest member of the crew, to kill all the Old Guard and turn them mortal. But with Booker's act, Andy gets her healing powers back, setting the stage for a dramatic final fight. And then, the cliffhanger hits. Discord, after battling Andy, manages to bag her team, including Nile, and cart them away on helicopters. The tension is unbearable, but here's where things get even more complex. Quynh, who's had a serious bone to pick with the Old Guard, is in the mix, and instead of blowing up everything in sight, she chooses peace. It's a small moment, but it shows growth from a character who's been trapped in bitterness for centuries. But then, Discord drops a huge bombshell during a conversation with Nile. Apparently, the birthmarks on their arms mark them as the first and last immortals. Nile, who's just learning the full extent of her powers, is now at the center of Discord's plans, and it's revealed that she might hold the key to ending it all. Immortality itself. Talk about a power move. Now, let's get to the moment that's got everyone talking. As the credits roll, we're left with Andy and Quynh facing off against a future battle. But that's it. The movie ends before they even step out the door, leaving us with nothing but questions. Will Nile join forces with Discord? How will Andy and Quynh navigate their new, complicated relationship? And most importantly, will we ever see the Old Guard 3? Here's the catch. As of now, there's no confirmation on whether the Old Guard 3 will happen. Given the explosive nature of this cliffhanger, it's hard to imagine Netflix just leaving it all hanging. But who knows? The world of immortals and mercenaries is tricky, and time could either heal or break apart the team. To put things into perspective, let's look at a similar sequel cliffhanger, like 28 years later, which set up a wild new storyline only for it to be resolved in a confirmed sequel.